So what I was saying here on the color codes, because now we're just starting from the word Go team, is that the inputs, they have a blue color. The font size, the font type is blue. I gave you the RGB colors, which is 00255, meaning that red to be 0, green to be 0, and black it will be actually 255. And I told you how you can get these color codes. It's very easy. You just right click, you go to N color because we are dealing with fonts. If it's basically fonts, then you go to more colors, you go to custom colors, and this is where you're going to find your RGB. Then you can change your colors. They have it 255. So meaning whatever hard-coded number that you have, if you're dealing with capacity in megawatts, say it's 100 megawatts, you have it like this. Then we did actually mention that where there are formulas, the color code is black, it's just a automatic color, which is black. You don't need to do your RGB thing because black is 00 in case you don't know. If I come here, for example, go to the font size, here, then go to more colors, custom, black is 00. This is why sometimes they say that black is not a color because the RGB colors is 000. Then we did actually mention that if you are picking from a different, you're referencing from a different worksheet, according to the standard, you can have it green, but there are very few financial modelers that do that. They always just restrict themselves with two color codes, which is blue, meaning that they are hard-coded numbers, and black, meaning that they're calculating numbers, calculating sales. So that is what happens here. Then on the balance sheet, on the errors, you can actually create red, usually it's for errors or flags. So again, I did actually show you how you actually do your formatting based on a specific error. You can go to home, you go to conditional formatting, you go to new rules, or you can manage rules, but you just go to new rules, format only cells that contain, and because you have put text there, then you can actually go down here and say specific text. The specific text is error. Yeah, so if there's an error, it should be able to flag it. And which color? The color is red. Then you go to automatic, you pick red. Press OK. So like those sales analysis and those reports that you usually do, Sebastian and team, you can actually plug in what you think there can be possible errors. So if those errors actually come true, then they should be flagged and the color should be red. If they are hard-coded numbers, it's better you actually have them blue because that is what is understood in the industry. Okay, we should not be having a lot of psychedelics. I always see a lot of workbooks that are just psychedelics, as if you are in a disco place. So we should respect the color codes. Though to be fair, in case, or not in case, I just need to tell you that even what is this? Excel. Excel has its own color codes under cell types. But for some reason, the world of modelers, they don't use this. So according to Microsoft Excel, if you have this color there, it is an input, linked to cell. If they are not, check to cell, but don't use this. Now you're becoming financial modelers. So let's actually align ourselves to the first rules. I'll send that document to you. So we are done with the industry color codes. We then now go to my favorite shortcut, and it should be yours as well. You should adopt it. Um, it is called Ctrl 1. Yesterday, my team actually learned in module 1 that as a financial modeler, you should actually put your mouse aside, your mouse. You should be able to use shortcuts. So if you are moving from one workbook, one worksheet to another worksheet within the workbook, you can use your control down, you press control and use your down key like this. If you're going the other side on your left, use control and page up. Okay, so we're on the Ctrl+1. This is my favorite, trust me. And it's the most used shortcut by financial modelers. It is very handy. So what it does is that it gives you, once you use your Ctrl+1, it gives you a prompt box. Control, you hold Control, then 1. It takes a bit of some time, so you need to be a bit patient. I don't know why it has taken this long. So, okay, I'm going to hit Ctrl 1. Oh, I've locked. So let's unlock. You know the password. So unlock everything there. So hold Control and 1 like this. So it gives you a lot of options, a lot of key tabs on numbers if you want to do your formatting, on alignment, on font, border, fill, and protection. When you want to protect the workbook, you want to put a password and all these other things. So you can lock it, hidden, and all that. So let's start with number. You go in Q6, press Ctrl 1, you should be able to use this. So under Ctrl 1, we go to number. Which format do we want to have here? So we can say, let's pick, not currency. We go to custom if we wanted to. You can say currency here, but we don't want to do that. If you want, you can do that. So to show that the amount is 34,000 kwacha. If you want, you can go to custom. Under custom, we can pick any format here. We can pick this format, hash, comma, hash, hash, 0. And this is what we're going to have, just a number. Right? Same with the percentages. For example, you have 0.1 here. Just type 0.1. You have 0.1 in Q3. Yeah. In Q3, you type 0.1. So you can press Ctrl 1, and it will take you. You can go to percentages here, and you can press OK. Then it takes you there. So let me undo. I've typed 0.1. So press Ctrl 1. Then you can use the down arrow key if you don't want to use the cursor. So you say tab, you press tab. You see what it is here. Just type, please just type in Q3, type 0.1. Have you done that? I would assume you have. Then press Ctrl 1. So because you don't want to use the cursor, I want you guys to get used or using shortcuts. Not the mouse. So you want to go down. You can see where general is. It is highlighted. Let me just come here. It is highlighted. but you want to go down like this. So what do you do? To activate your going down, you press the tab key, which is just above caps. You type it, you tap, you click, tap, you press the tab key, meaning that now it has activated you using your down arrow keys. So you can go to percentage and press enter. And you have your percentages there. On alignment, it's the same thing. So let's go to alignment. Highlight from Q7 to QW. From Q7 to QW. Let me explain something here. I see a lot of workbooks where you do your measuring of cells. It is not allowed in financial modeling. It doesn't mean that if something is there on, if you have that feature on your Excel, it doesn't mean that it is right using it. What it does that if you have merged the cells, it becomes very difficult to run scenarios, to do your sensitivities. All these data tables will have problems. They cannot run anything. Even macros, sometimes they break. Actually, they break, not sometimes. They break. So as financial modelers, I urge you to stop merging cells. There are better alternatives, and you still achieve the same thing. What we see usually is this. Just highlight from Q to W. Because we want to center this, what we usually see, people go to home, they'll go to merge, whatever merge here is, they'll go to merge and center. They'll press this. You see? But what you have done, this cell, it does not have identity. It is no longer Q7. You have Q7, you have R7, you have S7, you have T7, up to W7. You cannot run anything. Even if you add macros, the macros, they'll break. And your model or your workbook, it is actually going to be rendered invalid. So please, 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 restrain yourself from merging cells. It is not a good practice, especially for people now that are getting trained to be financial modelers. You don't do that. You can still achieve this. So let me undo, Ctrl Z. You can still achieve this without breaking. By aligning, you press Ctrl 1, then go to alignment. Okay, sorry, I was there. No, don't, I just want to show you something. You can leave it as is, the way it is. Press Ctrl 1. So I can use these arrow keys. I'll go to alignment. Under alignment, I'll press tab so that I go down. Since I don't want to use my cursor, my mouse, I'll press tab. It has taken me to general, which is horizontal. That is what I want. Then I'll press the down arrow key. Then I'll go to center across selection. So I'll press it. Okay, there. Then press tab, press tab, press tab. Until I go to OK, then press OK, press enter. So you have seen what it has done. The same thing that you wanted to achieve using image, which is very, very toxic in terms of making your financial model or your workbook work in a reasonable way. What we had done at first, if you remember, we went to merge and center because that is what we wanted to center at. But it is not effective because then you lose the identity, the macros cannot run, scenarios you cannot do, sensitivities cannot be done. It is impossible, especially if the sensitivities are hitting on those specific cells. Even freezing of the workbooks or the worksheet, certain windows, you will not be able to do it. You will not be able to do it if you merge. This is why you find that you have actually merged or someone merged and you want to freeze and you're failing to freeze. Then you start asking, what's the problem? I'm failing to freeze. No, it's because someone decided to merge the cells, and that is the area that you wanted to freeze your pen. So if you check what you have done here, it is still in Q7, but it is covering across from Q to W because we wanted to center it. And in modeling, you'll be doing a lot of this. So if you check, it is in Q7. This is where it is. It is not here. It is not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. But you have just centered it. So on border, again, it's just Ctrl 1. It's my favorite shortcut, like I've said, Ctrl 1. You can go to border and create your borders. So if we wanted to create a border here, we can create a double border, there's a line, we can do that. If we wanted to cancel this, I can do that, but obviously we don't need to do such a thing. And yeah, we can do that, pick and do that. You put your borders. Okay. And you can use your fill in terms of colors. Maybe you want to fill your cell with a particular color. You can do that. You can still press Ctrl 1, go to fill, pick your color that you want. Which color do you want? So you can pick your color, whatever color that you want, and press OK. Whatever then. Ctrl 1. So ideally, that is what Ctrl 1 does. It is a special shortcut that you need to adopt. You cannot, as long as you know it, it is very difficult to avoid it. As long as you are actually in the Excel environment. It is a very magical shortcut. One of the Excel gurus actually wrote a book that it was titled Ctrl +1. This is how important it is in the world of financial modelers, that shortcut. Now we go to custom number formatting. This is very interesting. Do not believe, and especially supervisors in here, and it's good that we have some supervisors. Some workbooks, do not believe what you see with your bare eyes. I can definitely, if I want to manipulate you, you can see a number that it's actually in the cell, but I've masked the real number. And I know there are auditors in here. It is very important that when you receive a workbook from a client, you auditors, remove the formatting. Just remove the formatting. Especially if it's a big, there's huge volumes of data. Let me just give you an example. Then we'll get back to this. Let me just give you an example. Go this side. I'll generate dummy data here. But then just imagine that it is 1 million cells of data on that workbook, on that worksheet, sorry, which you as an auditor, you are trying to check, you are trying to audit. There's a number that you believe it should be there, but maybe from the system, it looks like probably there was a fraud. But then you have been given the workbook, and the workbook, it's balancing, but you can't see how it is balancing. Who are auditors here? Can you just raise your hands? Sometimes we need to know you are. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, Insha. So thank you so much. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how they can lie, how I can mask numbers in Excel, which are not there. So do random numbers first. And just remove the password and protect. It is lay in small letters Leya. Mm-hmm. So you see, these are the numbers that are there. But then I can mask a number here, which when you see it with your bare eyes, you think it exists. So let's pick where there's that 36. This is how we're going to format. So do this, press Ctrl, again, press Ctrl 1. Let's go to numbers, press Ctrl 1, let's go to numbers. Oh, okay, just put any number in any cell, but I just want to show you. So I'll go to custom. So under custom, I would remove the number formatting that is there and type inverted comma. Then because I know that what you want to see is not the 36, you want to see a 40,000. So I'll type 40,000 and inverted comma again. When you're hard coding numbers in Excel, like any other this programming, whatever, they have certain rules. You put inverted commas, those double inverted commas. So I'll put the 40,000 there and give the spreadsheet. So when you check on this one, and I'll even actually bring it this side. Okay. So when you check on this one, yes, it looks like it. It looks like it. There's a 40,000. But when you go into this cell, it's not 40,000. The actual number is 36,264. So for workbooks that I do not trust, or probably for workbooks that are coming from people that I do not trust, all I'll do is that I'll pick the whole workbook or the whole worksheet and go to this and clear all the formatting, meaning I'm removing all the lies. So I'll just say clear formats. So that numbers come back. But that is not what I wanted to show you. There are still a number of formatting issues that you need to learn. Mhm. The other thing, there are times when you want to hide certain numbers or certain, and it's normal with financial modelers. There are certain things that you don't want to show. You believe that these must actually remain in the background. So let's say you have long-term debt. Instead of saying long-term debt, let's actually just write, let's say country, just in here, just type Zambia. Okay. So I want to mask, I want to hide that. I don't want to hide the cell. I just want to hide what is in the cell. It should be there anyway. What we have seen, most of these financial models that we see, bankable financial models, where there are certain things that they don't want us to see. Usually what people do, they'll actually go to the font and change the font, have it colorless like this. It shows as if there's nothing. But if you click here, you'll be able to see. So usually if I do this, or I come here, I'll be able to see what they have hidden. So it doesn't serve any proper purpose. So so there's a code that we use, code to hide things, code for hiding what is in the cell. The code is in inverted commas. You put 3 inverted commas like this. You'd have actually hidden. So let's go into whatever you've written, anything, whichever cell that you want us to hide. So press Ctrl+1, go to custom, under custom. Here, just below type, you delete what is in there. And you type 3 inverted commas. You see, after typing 3 inverted commas, you have actually hidden what was there. Press OK. It's hidden. And this is why clearing format sometimes is good, especially for auditors. Just clear. You just get the whole workbook where you clear all the formats so that you're able to see everything that you want to see. But again, it's also important there's another code that you need to know for truncating the numbers or rebasing them. Accountants are very good at that. Instead of actually reporting, say, revenue, you report revenue of 100. I don't know what this number is. Just check. This is 150 million. So you can leave these numbers as is because you need to maintain the integrity of your workbook, of your financial model.
Inverted commas that you use.
But then there are codes that you can use. So here, what you do, I can actually say kwacha million. Okay, quarter million. So that's 150,000. If I want to remove each time in my code, I put a comma. Just a comma on the code. Once you do your Ctrl 1, you go to custom and you put a code. You put a comma, you're hiding 3 zeros. Each time you put a comma, you're hiding 3 zeros. So if I put 2 commas, I would have hidden a million. If I put another comma, I'll hide another 1,000, which takes me to a billion. So in financial modeling, because you cannot have all these big numbers. So just type in any cell, just type 150,000, 150 million, just type it so that we do it together. Because we want to raise a million, meaning that in our code, we'll actually type 2 commas. Have you typed 150 million? If yes, press Ctrl 1 again. This should be a favorite. Let's find a proper format. Okay, let's pick this one where you have hash, comma, hash, 0. This one. So what we'll do, because we are trying to reduce the number of, we are raising a million. So if I put a comma here, you will see that I would have taken out the 3 zeros. If I put a comma here, I've taken out the first 1,000. Again, because I'm raising to a million, another, I'll do like this. This is what is going to be there. I have to center it. So for example, if we are at 149, 7, blah, 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 something like that, this is what you would have. So these are the codes. You have different types of codes, but these are the codes that I use when I'm trying to raise to 1,000 in my formatting under custom. I'll actually type 1 comma. If I'm raising to a million, I'll type 2 commas. So let's get back to the course content here. So we are saying in the renewable energy models, we deal with the large numbers and physical units such as megawatts. So we want the cell to look like text but act like a number. So for example, you have in your input sheet, you have capacity. And the capacity is you're dealing with solar, say it's 100 megawatts, then you type 100 megawatts. That is a text. But you can put your formatting, which will show as if it will look like a text, but it is not a text. So let's go to the millions. I think I looked at this. So you don't want to see 15 million repeated across 50 columns. It takes up too much space. So what do you do? If you have 150, like what we have done there, let's say 15 million, type 15 million. In N14, type 15 million in N14. So instead of actually putting a million on top, we just want to put that million, the MN whatever in the cell. So this is what we're going to do. We'll press first what we're going to do. We'll use the format. Our format is going to be this. Once we go to custom, we'll type 0.00. Then first comma, it removes the first 3 zeros, 1,000. Another comma, it removes the other 3 zeros, meaning it actually removes a million. Then we'll do inverted comma, type M, meaning it's a million, representing a million, and this is the format that we're going to have. So Go into a cell where you have typed 15 million. Press Ctrl 1. Let's remove the formatting, this formatting. Just delete. Type 0.00. Then, comma. It removes the first 1,000. Then another comma. Then inverted comma. Whatever you had coding in an Excel formula, in an Excel, these prompt boxes, you should always put inverted commas. So put an inverted comma, then type M, inverted comma. So it will look like this, 15 million. You have to remove the N zeros. They are still there. In their natural self, they are still there. But for the eyes, presentation,
it goes low, and that gives it time to get to answer.
Nelson, can you mute yourself?
It's a deflection.
So press OK. So this is how it is. But if you check the true numbers, the true value still there, say 15 million. It's not 15. It's not just 15. It's 15 million. So you're able to see it in N14 here. But what you have just done for presentation purposes, and also just trying to make your model more presentable, but manageable as well. You truncate those. But usually for me, I don't put these like a million there. I'd rather raise them. If I'm dealing, like, for example, let me just show you. We have from year 1, we always do this. And just our models will go like so. Let's say it's 15 years. Stone will show. Do inverted comma. Yeah. So this is your model. Say you have revenue. I just want to show you something. Modeling is very interesting. It's actually addictive. So you have numbers like this. These are your revenues. You have your costs. You have all these things. It will look very dirty if I come here and do this thing. Hash, comma, hash, 0.0. So if I put 2 commas, meaning I've hidden that, then Okay, let's do this. 0 there. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine how this thing doesn't look nice. Yes, its revenue is $1 million, whatever it is. But what is going to look nice is if I come here and type PMN. So I say dollars, and I do that. So if you are copying things to the right, like what I've done there, you just press Ctrl R. If you are copying down, you press Ctrl D. Be able to show you these things as we move on. So if I have this, then I can then now format that and just do this and remove that thing and say 0.00. Then I'll put a comma. I've hidden 1,000, another comma, I've hidden another 1,000. So I have something like this. Then I can center them. These they look better than having it in a particular cell. But usually you can do that if it's just an input sheet and all that, but not for a financial model for 20 years, 25 years. You know how those PPAs are structured. Okay. Let's get back here. So we have a 15 million. I'm sure you are able to truncate it. You go to Ctrl+1, like I said. Go to number, custom, the things that we've already looked at. You can do the same whether it's a 30 million, whatever number I've shown you. You need to have it as part of your toolbox. So please, in your cell, try to show your capacity. Just type somewhere capacity and type 100. I want you to show this 100.0 megawatts. It should not be text. Please don't do this. Otherwise, you break your model. Don't do this. This is a text. This is a text. I say, is text? So I ask Excel whether this is text. Excel is going to tell me that it is true, it is text, but I don't want it to be text. So this is the display. I want it to be displayed like this in the cell. Again, you do the same thing. You type just 100. Then you go to Ctrl+1. You go to numbers. From numbers, you go to custom. Under custom, in there, just change. Type 0.0. Then inverted comma, megawatts, inverted comma. It will actually give you what you're able to see there, but you'll still be a number. So if you type 100 here, you go in there and say Ctrl+1, you go to custom, under custom, come here, type 0.0. You're able to see in the sample box. There's space. Yes, there's space. Then inverted comma, space, megawatt, inverted comma. So you have something like this. And you can have it in bold like that. So if you check, this is not text, this is a number. Your model, it will still be able to work. But if you type a text, your model breaks. Okay? We go to dates. So depending on how you format your dates, sometimes it does not make sense. For example, if you have something like 01, 02, 2024, just type that. So, with this one does not make sense, but doesn't look like, obviously this is not date, maybe I should say, let me say, let's change that, let's say January 2024. Yeah. So you have this is your date. It's quite confusing, trust me. You don't know whether it is 1st February 2024 or it is 2nd January 2024. So as a financial modeler, you actually need to always instill clarity in whatever you present. Presentation is always key. So you can still go to formatting. Again, under formatting, you can type, if you are starting with your day, you can type day like this. If you want to have day, then month, here to just show, instead of saying February, it will be Feb. When you put another M, it actually to state it in full. Again, if you do like this, if I put 2 Ys, it will actually show 24. If I again put in full 4 Ys, it will actually show the full year. So there are all this formatting that you can do. If I don't want to do it in this way, I can say, I'll say D dash 2 M's because I want to make it a bit shorter, dash, then 4 Ys. So let's do the same, where we type 01/02/2024. So press Ctrl 1. Let's go to custom. So under custom, this is what you're seeing. Huh? So if we want to change this, the 2 M's, if we come up with 4 M's, it will show February in full or a month in full. If we have 3 M's, it will be a shortcut. Instead of January, it will be Jan. February, it will be Feb. So you will see in the sample here, where of MM, just type another M. It will show February 2024. But then we don't want this format. We want the format where it shows dashes. So you have that. So you can see 01 February. We come this side, we put dash. You can have something like that. So you have 1st February 2024 and there's credit. I've seen where others, instead of putting that, they'll just do like this. You can have something like that. It's your choice. If you don't want, you can sort the dash there. So if we put 4 M's, it will be in full February, but usually it doesn't look nice like this. So you remove the M, you have only 3 M's and 4 Y's and press OK. So you can easily read this than the way it is there, which is 01, 02, 2024. You don't know whether it's February or January. It's just confusing. Okay. I'll upload the lecture after we are done on my YouTube account. Any questions or we proceed?
I have a question, Coach. I was unable to get the 01 Feb 2024. I'm not sure if I missed something because we said DD dash MM dash then 4Ys.
Mm.
Yes, then when I
So
pressed OK
the
after
M's,
that,
Mkonka, you did how many M's?
3.
Uh-huh.
And then dash, then 4Ys.
Mm.
Then when I press OK after that, nothing changes.
Okay, so what you had first, you had this 01, 02, 2024. Like this,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
So you went there, you press Ctrl 1,
Yes.
went to custom. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Just check under the type. Do you have this? Do you have this?
Under the type, I have DD dash
So
M
DD. Okay,
dash.
but before we change that, we say DD. Then on M's, put 3 M's.
3 M's, yes.
Okay. Then you have your 4Ys.
And
What are you seeing under the sample?
that's what I'm seeing under the sample. There's no change, unfortunately. It's still showing the same way I had put it initially.
Okay, so let's do one test there. Okay. Put in a different cell. The formatting issues. Try it in a different cell. Type the 01 hash 02 hash 2024. Then press Ctrl 1. Then just go to date. You just go to date. Does it give you all these options?
On date, yes, it gives me a few different options.
Yeah, pick the one.
Yes.
Just pick this. Where you have a date, the day, month, and year. Just pick something like this. Does it
So
change?
I don't have that. I don't have that one. I have a few different options
Which
as
option do you
compared to
have?
the one.
Do you have an option where at least you're able to identify a month?
Yes, I have one, but it's the month in full.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Just pick that.
Okay.
Pick that.
Yeah, it's still not changing. Maybe my document has a problem.
Yeah. Okay, we can look at it on even tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. So we go to this one. I'd already mentioned it. It's already done. It is called the center across selection row, where I told you that do not merge. It should be criminal for a financial modeler to merge the cells. You can still use the center across selection rows. Because the moment you merge them, you have problems in it. Either running the macros, they will break. They prevent selecting columns. They mess up sorting, but also even just coming up freezing the pens. You have problems freezing the pens. And this is a very important thing because if say you have a new workbook, let me just come here. You have a new workbook. Maybe we are saying Kafue Gorge Solar Project. But also do the same, just and protect. Yeah. So you have something like this. So you want to center it from here to there. This is where your workbook is. So what you do, like I said, come there and press Ctrl 1, go to alignment, that's showing you that, horizontal, come here and go to center across. So you have something like that, instead of merging. For sensitivities, you can do certain, sometimes you can do merging, but please just know what merging does in your financial model. If you are trying to merge in a workbook where you want to run scenarios, you have problems. So you can align those, like if I merge, let's just merge, I'll show you something. Let's merge. If I type units, you know what? Take it to 12 there. So if I want to align, I can press Ctrl 1 and the alignment here. I can just move this if I wanted. And you'll have it in this way. Never mind. But this Excel has a lot of things. So the topic here, it was on the center across selection. And like we said, never use merge and center. Merge cells are the enemy of financial modelers. They break macros, they prevent selecting columns, they mess up sorting. So what is the alternative? This is the alternative. I've already given that, so you can still practice. You go to the alignment, horizontal, select center across selection. It looks exactly like a mesh cell, but every cell remains independent, and that's very key. Then this is the last part on the visual hygiene. Again, just remove the password layer. So you'll see that financial modelers, what they do, first they don't like grid lines, like these grid lines that are there. They just make the model look very, very unprofessional. It doesn't just look nice. So there's this shortcut, but I don't use this shortcut. This shortcut, it will just... So usually for me, what I use in removing the grid lines, I use the Alt, P, and VG. So you just press Alt, P, VG like this. Alt, P, VG. The problem with Alt, W, just the hands. Just check where W is. If I was to use this thing, then I have to Alt, VG. I would have a problem. VG. Sorry. Alt, W, VG. But it's better you use Alt P because you can see where Alt and P are. For convenience purposes on the keyboard, it's much easier. You just hold Alt P VG like this. If you don't want, you can go, let me just say, you can go to View, under View. You have grid lines here, you uncheck. But like I said, that as financial modelers, you want to show that the strength of a financial modeler is in shortcuts, because you want to intimidate people around you, that you are very fast at navigating your workbook or your financial model, and the way you work smartly. You don't want to hold the mouse and all that. So if I'm holding a mouse here, I'll just go to view, then come to remove grid lines. So you can do that. So then remove grid lines. But I'd rather use this shortcut, Alt PVG. Ignore the Alt W because it will give you problems. Alt W is better. You do Alt PVG. Is it working? At first, when you're learning these shortcuts and trying to use, you'll be slow. But just continue, and it becomes now part of it becomes second nature and become very fast. And most of it will be subconsciously done. Okay, so this exercise, I know you have the exercise from module 1, lessons that we had. You need to give me the workbooks tomorrow. Then for these ones, for this one, you can do it, but I'll rather I get it on Tuesday. Again, just remove the password. So you have exercise 1, the unit mask, the things that we're doing. Financial modeling is about practicing. Becoming proficient in Excel is about practicing. So please do a lot of practicing. In exercise 2 is the header fix. Exercise 3 is basically the audit. Okay. So as usual, hello, yes, Mkonga.
Yes, coach. I wanted to find out if you'll be sharing these videos so that we can always be going back to them.
They're always shared on my YouTube account.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Even what you learned yesterday, I think I shared it. It was. I even shared it to you guys on that group.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you check my YouTube, if you go to these documents that I sent to you, say module 2, if you want to go to my YouTube account, there's a link there. It will just take you there direct. To take you there. This is what you learned yesterday. The other day when we are just looking at accounting, just accounting, so that we appreciate accounting before we go into financial modeling and Excel. This is what everything is there. Currently, I have 300 videos on this platform. Most of it is financial modeling and data analytics. Okay, so as usual,
Coach.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's just me, but the Excel sheet that you've been using throughout, compared to the one that you shared, seems incomplete. It doesn't include the center, across selections, visual hygiene, and exercises and the testing. So I'm kindly asking if you could reshare.
Can someone confirm? Because I thought it's the same one.
It's incomplete.
Mkonga, just confirm.
Yes, she's right, Coach. The one you sent us does not have all the information that you're showing us on the screen.
Okay, so I'll share this.
Yes, so
Okay, I'll share this one. Sebastian, because
thank you.
Okay, so I'll just ask you 3 people to Sebastian.
Yes, coach.
There's the one that I shared, it doesn't have visual hygiene and the center cross selection. The one that I sent to you.
Mine has.
Oh, okay, that's better. So I'll just ask the first 3 people to check out. By checking out, what we mean is that just summarize what probably they have learned, just their feelings over what we are doing. Then we can close the class. Tomorrow we'll meet at 20 hours for module. This was module 2 for module 3. There are about 6 modules before we go to preparing bankable financial models. So use these skill sets that we are learning now for project financing. Okay, so I'll start with Sebastian. Please check out. Tell us whatever you can tell us.
Okay, coach. I think what I've learned, I think you've been using the other merging where you get the 2-3 cells, you make them as one, which is not a good way in terms of modeling. That's not correct. All you need to do is you just need to, if you want to make, just highlight the cells where you want to take your merging, then press Ctrl 1, go to alignment, then go to horizontal, pick the center across selection, and that's it. Then also, I think we also learned where if you receive a document from the auditors especially, I think you need to highlight all the cells and mask, where they could be hiding some figures that are not, that you might be surprised as you go in life. So I think that's what I've learned. Others
Generally,
can add.
what's your feeling about what we have started?
The feeling, I think it will cut across, as I said earlier on, that the director called me, director on the director distribution and customer service, that you joined this team, though I was joining indirectly already, but now I was officially told to join, and also tell my team under customer service also to be joining these trainings or the courses, so that they are able to give the director or any other stakeholder a correct data that is readable and user friendly than the way we have so many color codes that do not add up in terms of data modeling. So I've hooked. I think that's why the number has grown today. Many have joined at a short notice. I think we just gave them maybe about 10 minutes to join, and they were able to join, meaning that I think we are good to go as customer service. That's a Chair.
Thank you. So we'll go to the second last, maybe. Just check. Kazembe.
Good evening, Coach. We joined very, very late, but I was able to pick up on one thing that you emphasized during this lesson by avoiding merging cells, and also for me, I've also appreciated how to format the date. I think as the lessons go on, we'll catch up. But since they joined very late, it was a short notice. At least I was able to pick up and follow through. I'm sure we'll improve and give better feedback as we go on. I submit, Coach.
Thank you so much. Yeah, at least we need a female voice. Christine. And good to see you on this platform.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I also joined very late, but I was able to pick up a few things, such as the magic of the cells, where you said it's not good because you lose some of the format. And what else did I? The last part, I was a bit lost. So I think for me, I would need a refresher on it. It became too complicated for me. But the first part, I got what you were trying to say, and also, yeah, just to. The other thing that I learned was on the format, on how to go about the formatting, the percentage that I was able to just follow through. So I'm sure once we have the third lesson, we'll be able to catch up. And since you've said you post on your YouTube, we'll be able to start from the beginning and also just catch up. My submission.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I think it is very, very gratifying that we're having these numbers. Like I said, I'm predicting that we may go to even 100, even people from different countries. Now that they know that I've started, I used to receive a lot of calls from different people, Liberia, South Africa, and all these other places. I've been out of the game for about 2 years, but I feel like my mojo now is coming back. For me, lecturing is a therapy. I just enjoy doing this, but I'll be giving you sometimes surprises. Please, while you're doing this course, is to improve even just the quality of our reports. I always see, even just with my people, you tell them to do a report, they take quite a longer period of time. Reports in the world of today, they can be done within a minute or so, but we need to know what we are doing. We need to have these skill sets. Like I said, there are 6 modules and these Excel essentials. We'll go into project financing. From project financing, we'll also look at some modules in data visualization, then in data analysis and reporting, we'll look at how we can then use AI to even just analyze these financial models and create proper reports. Yeah. So I'll just give you a simple example of how you can create a report. So you see this workbook that we have looked at. You go to home, Nkonka. From home, you go to core pilot. I can ask this and say, location standoff. Okay, where I am, there's no location. But you try it, guys. Then I can come here and say, prepare a report on this course is at dashboards again. That. So this can be very handy for auditors. You get these workbooks because even those tactics where there's formatting tactics, whatever, AI is able to know that someone is trying to cheat. And to be able to remove all those funny things, you can instruct it and be able to create this so that we move from good to better together. The quality of reports, it should be like the reports we see with the BCG, Boston Consultants Group, the equity researchers that we see most of these big companies do. That's the level that we have to reach as a company. But also, most importantly, just to equip ourselves with the skill set that is needed in this era that we're in today. So just wait and you see what it's going to do. So we need to reach at a stage where we're able to prepare these bankable financial models. And I'll tell you for free, all these that we see when people come for PPAs, the financial models they're doing, they're just getting them, downloading them from the internet, having people just understand Excel and they don't understand what it means to develop a bankable financial model. And this is the reason why once we are done with Excel, we'll go into project financing, developing those models, bankable models. Before that, first we'll have a boot camp on every element that needs to be bankable. We need to know what it is, how it actually affects bankability, how it can be modeled. Okay, it's taking a bit long, but what it's going to do is that it will actually give me a report. I'm sure it has done already. It has. So there it is. There, download course report. So I'll download this course report and open it. Just that this is just an example. It has failed to do the report nicely because obviously we haven't given it whatever. But if I wanted to say analyze the course content, it can still do that. Just a bit, please. Let's change the thing. And say suggestions. It is made easy when you have the knowledge. So let's get the workbook. Yes. It's the workbook somewhere. They've just done the analysis. So they've done the analysis, the exercises. So I can pick this and just analyze and check on the recommendation it has actually made. Okay, so on the industry standard color code, this is what it is saying. On the control +1, that is what it is saying. So that said a lot of things. Okay. So tomorrow we meet at 20 hours for module 3. Please do a lot of practicing. We still have a lot of things to do. And I wish you well. I want to see your reports at a different level. your analysis should also be at a different level. Thank you so much. It's Manning.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.